Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you all are doing well. So today's video is about reading books to babies, which is actually one of my favorite topic, and I can talk about it for an hour or so, but I'll try to make this video short and crisp. So let's get started. So I'll be starting with most commonly asked questions that comes to our mind when we think about reading books to babies, and I'll also be sharing my experience throughout. So let's begin with the first question. First question is, why do we need to read to babies? There are n number of benefits of this, but to list a few, I'll start with, it is a special bonding time between parent and a baby, especially in cases where you start reading at very early age, like in the first month or so. Your baby is only listening to you. They cannot actually see things around. So they listen to you and they try to understand things from your voice. So it's like a special bonding between you and your baby, and they will also start loving your voice. Second is, it develops their interest in reading. Here we need to keep one thing in mind that clear. Our purpose should not be to make them academically strong. We want them to enjoy the reading. We want them to feel good about when they read books. We don't want them to learn things. So this is one thing we need to keep in mind when we think about reading books. Another is, it boosts their communication and learning skills. So even at the early age when they cannot talk, they listen to us, and it is a time when their roots of languages are developing. So whatever we read to them, they listen to it, they take it and they process it, and when they start talking, you will actually see they're talking and using those words. Another plus point is it develops their sensory experience when they use books in which they can touch and feel. Babies of around 4 or 5 months, they can actually touch and feel things. For example, in this book, you can see it's a very cute book, and when you touch the pictures, you can actually feel it, like different textures. So these kind of books, when we give it to them at early age, when they start crawling and sitting, they can actually touch it and feel it. So it develops their sensory experience. And best of all is, reading is fun. We want them to enjoy reading. So why not read books to babies? And trust me, it is one of the best thing you can give to your baby, and it's gonna be with them for lifelong. And it is one of the best investment that you can do. Next commonly asked question is, when to start reading to babies? It is very simple. You can start as early as you can. If you want, you can start from the first day, first week, first month, or whenever you want. It is never too early. The more early you start, it will help in their language development. But if you're starting like very early, when they cannot actually see the book, you can keep singing to them various rhymes, songs, lullaby, and almost all parents do that, so it's okay. And I started at around 4 or 5 months when Niah started to sit and crawl a little bit, so she could actually see the books, turn the pages, and that's how her interest was developing slowly. And she was actually enjoying simple books, like books with bright pictures, colors, these kind of books. So she can actually see a lot of colors and things in this. This is first 100 words book, and some of these books with different colors and pictures. So these were all the books that I started with, and she was really showing a lot of interest in it. So yeah, if you want, you can start at around 4 or 5 months or before that. And if your child is already old enough and you haven't started it, please do so. Better late than never. Okay, so next question is, how to start. I would suggest to start with books that has big pictures and some bright colors. Like if you see this book, it has colors, as well as it has a feel of that different touch and quite a big picture for everything. And yeah, so they enjoy these kind of books at an early age. You can also start with some kind of sound books, like when you see this book and then you press this button, it makes this funny sound. So they do like these kind of books. And then there are fabric books available for babies who like to chew books, like if they're teething, so you can start with those books as well. And basically when they start crawling or sitting, and even before that, when we give them their tummy time, you can give them these books, so they would just turn it and see it like 15-20 minutes a day, not for so long. So yeah, you can start with these kind of books. And also make sure when you're reading to them, read aloud and do actions. Don't just like simply reading it. Do some actions for everything. Like if it's a picture of lion, you can say lion roar. These kind of things you need to do. These kind of things actually develops their interest in books. They think that my parent is enjoying reading, so they will also do the same thing. Next, and the most commonly asked questions that I have heard in last 2 years is, what if my baby is not showing interest in books and he or she is throwing away the books whenever I try to read her, or he would just turn all the pages, close the book and leave. So basically not showing interest in books. So what to do in such cases? I would recommend, don't force them to read the books. Create a situation to make it happen naturally. For example, when they see us watching a TV or using a phone with so much of concentration, and sometimes we laugh when we watch a video or things, so they feel that my parent is enjoying this thing, so there is something in this thing that I also need to see. So that's how they go after phones and TV and other devices. So what if we do the same thing with books? If we read books in front of them and we enjoy reading, they would see it and they would also try to do it. This thing definitely works. Another suggestion is, keep books in their reach. Keep books where they can actually see it, touch it, and if possible, keep some books along with their toys. Like where they're playing, you can keep some books. So definitely they would see it. They will see that books are along with toys. So this is something to look at. If you want to keep things very clean and you're keeping all the books in the cupboard where baby cannot see it, so they won't see it and they won't show interest in it. For babies, out of sight is really out of mind. They will not show any interest in books if books are not in their reach. Another suggestion is, buy books according to their interest. For example, if your baby is interested in cars, buy books which has pictures of cars, and you can buy even story books which has cars in it. Choose a time when your baby is not distracted or your baby is not fully active to do some physical activity. If you try to read it to them at that time, he or she will not show interest anyway. Or you can also make a routine, like you can read them in the morning or before nap or before they go to bed at night. So if you make it a routine, they will follow it. Babies tend to do this. Whatever we set up for them, they try to follow it. Another question is, this is not for all babies, but yeah, some babies, they do like chewing books. So what if my baby is chewing on books instead of reading? I would say, if they're just chewing on for some time, let them do it. At least they're touching the book, at least they're holding the book. But if you think it's because of teething and they're doing it for so long, so you can replace that particular book with a chewable book or a fabric book or books that are like washable books that are available in the market. So they can chew on those books, and then you can read them another book at the same time, or you can give them their teether or teething biscuits or anything related to teething. And when they're doing that, you can read them a book. They will definitely listen to it at that time. And keep telling them that books are for reading, not for biting. If you keep saying the same thing to your baby, they would definitely pick it up, at least after a few days. Yeah. So here you can also buy chewable books, which are made of sometimes fabric and sometimes silicone material, and it is washable, chewable, it is waterproof, lightweight, soft material, so your baby can actually pick it up anytime and they can do whatever they want to with that particular thing. Another tip here is, don't snatch away the book from your baby. Never ever. Because when you do this, your baby will think, whenever I take this particular thing, which is a book, my mama is getting upset. So he will stop doing that eventually. So even if he's biting on it, don't snatch it. Never ever. So this was all about reading books to our babies. Hope you liked this video. If you do, please hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. And if you liked it and you want to share it with your family and friends, please do so. And stay tuned for the next video, in which I'll be sharing the book collection that we have for our daughter. It is all sorts of books from the age of 0 to 2-year-olds. So yeah, stay tuned for the next video. Till then, take care and keep smiling.